What up, YouTube? How's it going? So I want to come through and talk about the Colin Kaepernick situation for a quick moment. All right, just a moment. All right, and something that I noticed. I mean, we can all talk about, white folks acting a fool, burning up tennis shoes or whatever, but yeah, I got better things to talk about. Like white folks going white, you know, they gonna do what they do. But what I kind of want to talk about a bit more is like Colin Kaepernick seemingly lacking black media support. You know, because when you really think about it, I can't really think of any black media off of the top of my head that has really like pushed Colin Kaepernick like that. And to be fair, I could just be missing things. If you know something that I don't know, that's especially something that's really significant, definitely, definitely let me know in the comment section. But as far as like the black publications, like your Essence, Ebony, Jet, what have you, right? I haven't really seen them really, pushing Colin Kaepernick all that much. And it may have to do with perhaps maybe because he's, part white. He's mixed. He's not, 100% or, majority black. That could be a factor, or just maybe they don't want to be associated with Colin Kaepernick because they don't want like negative press. They don't want to be boycotted or anything like that. You know. As well, I'm not sure if any black media are, black um, television networks have shown much support. To be fair, BET is owned by Viacom, which is like white Jewish owned. So that I'm not. I guess that wouldn't be fair to include them, but it kind of like it's still black entertainment. It should be on their network. But to be fair, I'm not sure though. I'm just putting it out there. If you know something I don't know, like I said, let me know in the comment section. Um, but yeah, Colin Kaepernick seemingly lacking black media support. Black people, within like social media, I think tend to show support, and but also there has been some pushback from black people who may feel like, oh, because Colin Kaepernick isn't, black, to them, because they may consider, you know, have a definition of blackness that is different from someone else's definition, Um, so, some people have even been, a few have even said, disparaging comments about Colin Kaepernick, calling him like, a half-breed, while the white people are calling him all types of niggers, he's getting called half-breeds by, the black supremacist folks who like, no, he don't need to be representing us, and there's some valid arguments as to why, um, because Colin Kaepernick is biracial and him having a connection to whiteness because he was raised by white people. So some people could feel that, he could be compromised, which that is an argument. But considering this particular situation here, I kind of think that Colin Kaepernick, um, could do some good in doing what he's doing so far, at least bringing attention to something that needs to be addressed and acknowledged, you know. Um, but if you notice, though, Colin Kaepernick has actually been being pushed low-key by white media. Like mainstream white media has been pushing Colin Kaepernick and keeping him, his, story, and what he's been protesting, keeping that alive, keeping that in the media. And I'm like, that's interesting. It's like almost like someone, is this being like orchestrated in some way for some reason? Because we like what is a person who's orchestrating all this? Like, what is their goal? Like, what's the end goal? you know, I'm not sure because like Time Magazine had you know, I think honored him as being like the person of the year or something like that. Then the ESPY Award, right? And the GQ magazine acknowledged him. Um, Also, I think One thing that black people may have been a part of was the surge in jersey sales. His jersey back when he first started. That black people could have been a part of that. And also recently with Nike, right? Like seemingly Colin Kaepernick has been pushed more so by white media, white mainstream media versus black media. And we have media, black folks have something, you know, but I don't think they're really using it to push Colin Kaepernick, right? And some people can, this is kind of like a low key concern that I think all black people should take note of. It's like kind of like if you do put yourself out here as a black person protesting against, you know, police brutality and other issues that affect our community, and speaking on those issues, what happens when you kind of get the Colin Kaepernick treatment, get the blackball? Like, does the black community really have you back? Because if it was all up to the black community, I'm not sure Colin Kaepernick would really have much, As strange as it is, it seems like the white people are kind of they're like they're like attacking him and supporting him. It's like the segment of white people that are attacking him, then there's a segment that's supporting him. Because he was blackballed and shut out by white people, but he's also being pushed by white people. So it's like, what's going on here exactly? But I will say that I do think that white people can low-key sort of choose, because of their media, them having a strong media influence, low-key choose the people who they would like to represent black issues, right? Notice that, you know, they'll choose black people who have white spouses to be spokespersons for black issues, and they'll choose biracial people to be spokespersons or spokesmen and women or whatever for black issues. Notice that. Like say Shannon Sharp, right? I think they might be more comfortable with a Shannon Sharp and a Colin Kaepernick versus perhaps a a Shaquille O'Neal or a Chris Broussard, who seemingly don't have a connection to whiteness, right? I think it kind of may make white people feel a bit more comfortable to hear these talking points and topics and stuff coming from people who have a connection to whiteness, because I think it may make them feel more comfortable because they may think that, okay, it's not like completely like them hating white people, maybe, since they're, part white themselves and have a white parent or perhaps have a white spouse or something, and also low key, they may feel like those individuals are compromised, so they can only do but so much, seemingly. They can only go so far and do but so much, right? But I think this is all just interesting and just, things to think about, all right? Just, just take a moment, sit down, and just think about it for a moment, all right? But that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment. Until next video, adios and goodbye for now.